pound for pound great, the sensational,
The one, the only,
the undisputed, the undefeated heavyweight
champion of the world.
TrueCoreTv presents the champions of the world.
Hosted by the DINUNZIO Brothers, AGD and my boy Vago.
The show that gets you to know some good people doing good things. We're gonna ask our guests some questions to see what their thoughts and feelings are on a wide range of topics which we feel should be talked about more, focusing on mental, physical, and spiritual health, truth, freedom, love, and the warrior spirit.
Before we start, we want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Zeo's Natural Organic Products.
I'd like to introduce our guest, one of the top contenders to be the next champion of the world. He's an entrepreneur, an eloquent and finessed poet and MC, student and veteran of the hip-hop game and scholar of the musical arts. It is an honor and pleasure to have him on the show with us today. Please welcome my homie, mi compatriota, Marco Garrido, aka Flaco, PKA AFANTU. What's up, bro?
That's a lot of names, bro.
What's up, man? You're like Method Man.
Wicked.
Welcome, bro.
Yeah, welcome to the show. I heard you just got back from the conference out in Acapulco, Mexico. I was there last year, so I definitely itching to hear how it was for you.
Yeah, man, an Acapulco 2019, and man, it was a heavy flight, big layover in Mexico City, but we arrived in Acapulco.
Okay.
As soon as you open the doors to leave the airport, big ass billboard, welcome to an Acapulco.
No.
And all the languages, right? Big. I was like, damn, you guys don't mess around. From that point, I was like, oh man, it's on.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, just hopped the cab, got there. Beautiful hotel.
Hotel, yeah.
Mundo Imperial. Was that last year's too?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it was the same one, the Princess or something. Yeah, sick.
Yeah. Mundo Imperial. Man, beautiful hotel. I think this time around they had like, I think it was like 80% or more of the hotel was booked for attendees of the conference.
Yeah.
So man, everybody was you just talk to anybody there, and it was just like lots of love. Talk to anybody, a lot of diverse crowd of people.
Yeah, they're like, volunteers, anarchists, right? Like the true definition of anarchists, right?
Yeah.
Like, what were some of your favorite speakers that you checked out?
Well, I got to see David Icke. That was
Word. Dope.
Yeah, that was
My
amazing.
guy.
He spoke for 4 hours, bro.
Yeah.
The guy was dripping sweat, passionate as hell till the last second. It was pretty incredible to hear the guy and see the guy talk. He didn't get into any of the lizard people, but a lot of the stuff that he talked about was just like every slide was like
the dot connector, right?
Yeah.
He puts it together like no one else, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Guy puts on a really good I guess. And,
Who else?
Yeah, man.
Who else were some of your faves? Who you didn't expect, you didn't know of?
The guy, I would say that my favorite that I'm gonna have to really dig into now and just start taking in his content is this guy Mark Passio.
Oh, my boy, I knew you were gonna say it, man. Yes, Mark Passio, man.
Super interesting guy.
Yes. Buddy, that's why I listened to him, because I did follow him before, but like, it was like being at a rock concert, you know what I mean? Like a fucking hip hop bash, man. It was sick, man. He was just like, just the way he brings it, man. Like, it's not for the faint or the, you know what I mean? It's like he brings it hardcore, right? No,
He tells it like it is.
no fluff, exactly. No feelies, want to hurt anybody's feelings. He just puts it, punches it through. Yeah,
exactly.
The whole like, what is it? The like universal law, God's law, like the laws of not man's law. You know, like the difference between it. And he just breaks it down so on point, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of my
Yeah. From what I remember, he called it natural law.
Natural law, yes. Natural
and,
law. I like that too.
And, man, like after that, I was like, dude, what is this? Like he covered the occult.
Yes. Deep in the
know,
occult. He goes very deep in the occult.
Yeah, and what he
And the
talks
true
about
definition
is
of the occult is just hidden, right?
That's it. In Spanish, you would say ocultar, to hide from,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And that's what the the Latin definition is tied with that. And yeah, man, it's like it's just hidden knowledge, secret knowledge,
Exactly.
and that's all it is. And the rest of it is just it almost feels like it's just smoke and mirrors to get you to stay away from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Were you able to check out the show Immortal Technique or what?
Man, I was there. Not only was it Immortal Technique, but he brought the whole Rebel Arms with him.
Oh.
He brought Chino XL, he brought Poison Pen. There's also a band that I never really got into too much, Backwards.
Yes,
Eric Lai, kind of libertarian sort of vibe to him.
Yeah.
And that kind of a little bit of that screamo rock,
Yeah.
hip-hop. And man, those guys rocked.
Yeah.
And a girl by the name of Elias Clay. I think she opened up the show, and
I think she's been to every one of those. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Overall, just amazing, man. Amazing.
Sweet, man.
Amazing show, trip. Yeah, it was cool.
That's
Nice.
awesome, man. We got to talk more on that, but we'll keep it moving.
How do you feel about organic produce or conventional farming, or the difference in between? Like they say that conventional studies have said that conventional farming is just as or equivalently healthy to organic. So just wondering what your views are on the difference.
You know me, Vago. I grow my own food, bro. At least part of the year, anyway.
Yeah.
I got into it probably about 3 years ago with my wife, and I just decided, man, backyards are pointless. All this grass, like and even just flowers to me always seemed like a pointless sort of venture. So
Yeah.
I was like, what's the point of spending the water, spending the time to grow these flowers? Yeah, they're pretty, they smell nice, and maybe in the future I get into flowers all of a sudden, but right now it's like I want to eat.
Exactly.
Hey, you save money too, bro.
What's that?
You save money growing your own shit too.
Yeah, you save money. You eat better because there's nothing better than a tomato you pick off the vine.
Oh, nothing better. Yeah.
This summer I'm probably gonna grow some ganja.
Yeah. 4 on the floor, man. Yeah.
I did it a couple years back. Don't tell them that. But yeah, man. I mean, I don't smoke a lot, but it's good to have as currency.
Yeah.
You gotta get your friend to come fix the toilet or something. Throw him a little nug.
Exactly.
Yeah, still motivation.
Not as reliant, right? Like people need to be more self-resilient. Like what if the the grocery stores close, for a few days, the stores will be empty, like they say, right? It's it's just, that was, for me being a father, like that just, my kids are older now, 10, 13 and 11, but like just wanting to be like not so dependent, on this system, right?
Yeah.
Because it's really
have
not.
that skill, right?
Yeah. So we'll keep it moving here on kind of the same tip. Well, it's dentists say fluoride protects the teeth against cavities and that it's a natural product. I know that it's in your water out in Toronto. And what are your views on the fluoride?
I try to avoid tap water, man. I mean, I don't. In terms of the water thing, I'm not too, too wise on what's happening out there in terms of the fluoride. I don't like the taste of the tap water, and the fluoride thing kind of plays a part in that too. That just psychologically, I don't want to drink tap water.
Yeah.
But I get water from. I get the jugs. You know, it's like the spring water or whatever.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
right
who
on.
knows what's in that too? You know what I mean? But,
Yeah, I got a
but
few boys that do that out there too. They get
to
the
me,
spring
it
water in the
tastes
jug.
better. I drink a lot of water.
Wicked.
It tastes better, and I just rather avoid any kind of city water. You know, other than showering or the odd thing. I mean, I even collect rainwater for the garden.
Wicked.
I don't even put on the, you know, if I can avoid it, unless it's like a really drought sort of time, then you know, you gotta do what you gotta do in terms of keeping the plants alive. But in general, I got big jugs. I collect rainwater. I use that.
Tight.
So, yeah, man.
Dope.
Word. GMOs. Do you feel they're beneficial or detrimental?
I mean, I don't really trust it, but again, this is like an area where, you know, I haven't put. I mean, we looked into it for a little while with the wife, and you know, we talked about these sort of things. I mean, there's lots of cases for it, lots of cases against it.
Yeah.
If I can avoid it, I'll avoid it, man, and rather just do my own thing, right? Like, I don't even really understand why we use a supermarket. You know, like a supermarket. I'd like to find out the history of the supermarket and how that became to be, because, you know, it just doesn't really make
corporatism, bro. Corporatism, man, just take over. You know.
And me, like, you know, going back to the growing your own food thing is you know, if I do it and the guy down the block does it and another guy, why can't we have local neighborhood markets? You
Trading.
know, and
Yeah.
you know, even have like an app for, you know, finding food. Like I end up with an overage of tomatoes by the time I'm done the season.
Right.
You know, there's so much you could give away before they rot, right? Like I give some to my family, I bring some to my to my partners, my employees, and things like that. You give them away to whoever can take them, because sometimes at some point you're just like, too much tomatoes, right? But you know, it's like, man, how many people have this problem in a local community, even like in the middle of suburbia or urban places? You know, there's got to be a way to sort of move this food around better than going to the friggin' supermarket. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Like, why aren't there fruit trees? You know, on instead of just like, you know.
Just thoughts that I have. You know, I try to think about, you know, whether it's business ideas or just ideas in general, things that make sense to me, that you know, and that's just one of them to me, is like supermarkets. No, why? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a small produce section, the rest of it is all poison, and it's
Very
like,
much.
you know.
Yeah. So switching up a little bit, what are your thoughts on Bitcoin and like the world economy? A lot of people are predicting a crash. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's something that over the last probably year or so that I've been really sort of digging into that heavy. Just you know, I'm the kind of, I've always thought that if you don't understand the game around you, the macro side of things happening around you, how can you run even like the tiniest little business if you don't know what the whole thing is about, what money is, you know?
Exactly.
So I've been studying a lot of that, and you know, I found this really good, it was recommended to me, Hidden Secrets of Money, Mike Maloney.
Nice.
Into the precious metals, and it kind of gets into the crypto a little bit, but you know, understanding what true money is, what makes money, where our money today, this fiat currency, where it comes from, how it's created. And I think everybody on the planet, whether you've got nothing or whether you're balling, you should definitely know what the heck it is that you're trading every single day. And know what it means, and the effects that it has, and what's happening to it, and the history, more important than anything, the history of that currency. And you'll find really quick that fiat currency goes to zero every single time. For the last 5,000 years, it's done the same thing. And you know, along comes crypto at a time where we probably need it more than anything, more than any other time in the world, I would say. And yeah, in terms of crypto, I'm in, man.
Yeah, there's so many good aspects of the whole crypto thing, but then a lot of people are concerned too about the whole cashless society and how crypto is a part of that, and the whole blockchain, right? I mean, it's like it can. I've done a lot of research on it. It can free humanity. Like if it's the banks that are really have the stranglehold in my view. And that's an option out. If everyone started using it, we're not using their shit, so it's like we're good. You know what I mean? We're good, but yeah.
At the same time, it is connected to the internet, so internet goes down. Where's your money at? You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the reality. You want to shut it down, or you got to shut down the internet, or you got to shut down the power.
Right.
And it could go away. Fiat currency can also go away.
That's right.
Yeah, I think it's dead in our lifetime. People are predicting sooner, but I think in our lifetime, there's gonna be no more paper. Paper's done.
Well, whether it's fiat or crypto, it's all going cashless either way. So I mean,
either way, yeah.
Yeah.
So who knows, right?
I mean, I think the reality is something like blockchain or crypto or something like that. I heard somebody say it the other day, and I think it might have been Jeff Berwick, and he says that pretty much this technology of blockchain and cryptocurrency, this stuff can either bring complete freedom or absolute enslavement.
Exactly.
It can bring two.
Exactly.
So it's like but it's a double-edged sword, just like any other technology. I mean, if you look at the internet, has it been co-opted? Yeah, for sure. And do they control it? Yeah. But at the same time, we're talking about what we're talking about, and they can't do nothing about it right now. You know what I mean? Or they're not doing anything about it. And I'm getting knowledge every day, and they can't stop me because it's there. So it's always a double-edged sword. For us,
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, man. With the internet, with the rise of all these technologies, there's a lot of systems that are going to become obsolete. The public school system, the monetary system, the health system, all these things with this knowledge, with this shared knowledge that we have, they can all disappear, and it can happen pretty quick. I don't think it takes a lot of people to move into a sort of tipping point. I mean, once you have this core group of people, let's say you got one friend that comes and he starts saying some crazy shit, and then they're like, you're crazy, get out of here, whatever, but then another guy says, you know what, man, bro, you got a point about this, and this, and this. Yeah, but what about this? So now these two guys are sort of, together, and they both see something that they agree upon. And then now the rest of the group is like, whoa, okay, so now there's two of them. Maybe there's something to it. Next thing you know, the whole group is changed over now, and
Yeah.
I
like obviously we need a healthcare system, some type of system, but just not what's going on right now. It's not, it's not proven like enough. It's there's too much money involved, and it's not like helping the people enough with these systems, right? Like, just a lot of hindrance on I'm specifically touching on the healthcare system because a lot of my family's passed away from cancer and family having health issues, and it's like, are they really trying to like cure us, and are they just masking the shit? Take some pills and come back and see me next week, and make sure you bring some money with you.
Yeah, man. Kind of breaking into a different topic there, the medical system. But on that whole same kind of vibe with the Bitcoin, the medical system and all that, how do you rate governments? I mean, for you, it would be like the Canadian government, on a scale of like, A, B, C, D, E, or F, and why, so.
Rate the Canadian government?
Or governments in general, but maybe start with the Canadian.
I'm of the mind that they're all corrupt, man. I'm really firmly starting to believe that taxation is theft, man, and that You know, you don't gain positive things out of coercion and extortion and
Exactly.
you know. So
It's a point, man.
yeah, man. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just not. I think right now we could do without it, or it could be so small that you know, it's like you don't care what happens at the wastewater plant. You don't care who runs it. You know what I'm saying? Like who's the president at the wastewater plant, you know, or the sewage plant. You don't care. I think it should be something like that where a group provides a service. You know, everybody talks about building roads. Okay, well, okay, these guys build the roads, these guys do this, these guys do that. You don't care who runs it as long as they do it well and they do it under budget and they, you know, and everybody makes money and everybody's happy. That's it, man. Free market, right?
Yeah, free market. I agree totally.
Yeah, I mean, any kind of advances that we have are due to the free market, not to any kind of government. I don't think government ever comes in and makes things better, you know, or makes things more efficient, or makes things, you know. Yeah, I just don't really see that going in the future.
Can you see us though right now, like tomorrow, if we just like, you know, took them out or whatever, they're done, and do you think we like society would still, or do you think the people are ready for that right now?
You know what, man? It's the kind of thing where it's like
I'm saying, the majority. Do you think the majority are ready for like no government tomorrow?
That's a tough call, man, and that's the only argument I see for government, is that, oh, the people aren't ready. But at the same time, it's like, man, I don't know, man. It's like sometimes you just gotta do things and then work it out later, bro. Yeah. And something like this is a process, right? I think slowly as people start to opt out in certain ways, shapes and forms, they start to opt out of voting, start to opt out of, you know, hopefully paying their taxes, large swaths of people. I think they'll just go away on their own.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. I somehow believe that. But
yeah, I can
you know,
see it.
It's an interesting time, and everything is like extreme now. Everything is like, everyone is extreme. You got like Donald Trump tweeting shit all day, like being all extreme. Oh, I'm gonna bomb you, by the way. You know, it's like
president's tweeting like.
So it's like everything is just at such a like extreme level.
Yeah.
And you just don't know which way it's gonna go. And honestly, man, I'm at peace with myself. And
wicked.
No matter what happens, as long as the sun comes out and the birds are chirping, and you know, I don't believe the hype. I don't believe how bad they say it is. It's not that bad to me.
Yeah.
Man.
Do you listen to do you even listen to the mainstream anymore? Mainstream news? Do you listen to the news?
Nah, once in a while I'll catch it. You know, you can't avoid it. You know, you go to a restaurant, you go to a coffee shop, or wherever you go, they got it blaring like this is what people want. You know, it's like, it's so retarded. But you know, I catch it here and there, and those are the times where I'm just like, man, you know, I just realize how in the matrix I am. You know, it's like, this is all that's blaring at these people all day, and you see it, and it's so surreal. And it's just so crazy, and these people are just, oh yeah, that's what's happening, you know. It's like, so I
it's
really
madness. That's freaking madness.
Awareness when I see this stuff, and I'm just like, wow, man, like, you know, it's like, how can you possibly believe this? And I don't know, I just feel myself in the matrix at that moment when I watch that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, that ties into the next question too. 9/11. I don't know if you've gone into the whole 9/11 thing, or the whole, you know, tying into the government, the false flags.
Yeah.
And how you feel about that.
Yeah, false flags. That's been their MO for a long time, man, and it's still their MO, and it still works to some degree. I think a lot of people are just like, I don't think so anymore, but you know, that's what they do. I think that was a pinnacle part of my journey, though. It was when I saw Loose Change and I started digging into it.
Crazy.
Even my own man, at some point, he was like all crazy about 9/11. I was like, "Do you see this? Like, do you see what's going on?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, that's the way it is, I guess." Yeah, that was a big part of my journey. That you really truly realize, what these governments can do.
And on that scale too of like. That's massive, bro. That's like international scale. To do some shit like that.
It's fucking evil genius, really.
Insane, man.
Yeah. So, changing up a little bit, the pineal gland, medicinal plants, psychedelics. You into any of that, or you think it's still just hardcore drugs, or what are your views on like medicinal plants?
I think all drugs should be legal, for one. That would solve a lot of problems and a lot of people going to jail and things like that. Like, honestly, who are you to save somebody from doing drugs? Like, you can't tell somebody, you can't force somebody to do something that they want to do. I mean, obviously, if it's a problem, man, they need to seek the help. But throwing a guy in jail over some plants is definitely not the way to go.
And teenagers, you tell them you can't do something, they're gonna do it. They're gonna, you know what I mean? That's what they're gonna want to do now. What, you're telling me what I can do? You know what I mean? Yeah. It's exactly, like, man, yeah.
In terms of psychedelics and things like ayahuasca, they had at an Acapulco, they had the ayahuasca, they had the peyote.
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't want to get involved because you're doing it in a conference room, so it seemed I don't know if I can vibe with this. Like, I think I just picture myself sitting there, taking some ayahuasca tea or however they give it to you, and being like, I in a conference room, and then just have that ruin the freaking thing, man. But I did meet a guy that he's from Milton, actually. And he worked with Max Egan. I don't know if you know Max Egan.
Yeah. I've followed him for years, man. Love Max Egan, man. He's the wizard. He's on it.
Yeah, so this kid worked with Max Egan, and he worked out in Peru. And they worked with a shaman out there.
Was it the bodega? What's it pronounced again? With the frog, the medicine, Iboga? Is that what he was, right? With that?
Yeah, he did that too.
Yeah, he was working with that. Yeah, he was.
Oh, you know what I'm talking about then?
Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't know who you're talking. I just know through listening to Max's shows, his radio show and stuff, that he was servicing people with it and helping people, guiding people with it.
Yeah, man.
And it sounds amazing. Like, I hope I'll be in the right position one day to do it, like, but yeah, I mean, just, those credible sources I love that are just like so, like, you know what I mean? Like, the money doesn't play a role in Egan's life. He's just like so righteous about the shit, and just like, and the medicinal values of it, I just know, through not just him, but I'm just saying he's definitely a good source and incredible.
Your point there. He did the workshop there. He did it for free.
Okay, yeah.
Thing, but he was like, you know what? I just want to do this for free.
Wow.
And
he's amazing, man.
Like, he seemed like a real genuine guy too.
Genuine.
He was saying some crazy shit. I gotta
surviving the Matrix, man. You gotta fucking peep that. That's the shit. Every week, man. He's been solid with it for like a decade almost, man. Every week, surviving the Matrix, man. It's awesome. Love that.
Awesome, man. I got a lot of homework, man.
Yeah, it's all good.
Sounds
like you've done a lot of homework, though, brother. It's all good.
Hey,
what
man.
about transhumanism? Google implant? Hell no, or hook me up?
shit sounds weird to me, bro. Is that like the AI kind of?
Yeah, you know, well, that's where it's going, right? Yeah.
We start
It's like
turning
nanotechnology and like microchips, kind of like starting to get into like the technology infiltrating the organic human body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, man. I think we need to discover way more about ourselves before we do any kind of thing like that, man. I think there's a lot more to go in ourselves because, you know, there's a lot of our mind, of our, you know, just what we're capable of just in our own organic self that I think could possibly even exceed any sort of technological, you know, some robot arm or some shit, you know what I mean? It's like, so I think before we do that, I think that's a big mistake to jump into something like that, man. Big mistake.
Word. On that note, bro, do you believe in God or in a God?
I mean, I believe there's something, bro. I believe there's something. I mean, you name it, bro. I've been atheist, I've been agnostic, and I've been Catholic.
Right, of course.
So it's like, you know, I'm still on a journey, man, and I don't have the answers. I know that there's a lot left of me to learn, and I'm still learning that every day. I mean, I don't know, B. If you want to ask me if there's a God, all I can tell you is my honest answer, and I don't know.
What about, do you believe there's a devil?
The devil. No, I think that's the kind of stuff that's like, you know, in everyone, right? There's that, if God is good and the devil is evil, I think that's in everybody. And you can, you know, you can feed the devil, you can feed the God, you know, and that's who you could be the devil maybe. You know what I mean?
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
Gonna switch topics a little here, a little lane here. The Mandela effect. Are you familiar with it? And how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, the Mandela, there was I looked at a list one time and I was like, oh, damn. You know, like the Bernstein Bears and the Star Wars, the Luke, I am your father.
Right.
The Fruit Loops.
This crazy shit, right?
The Fruit Loops was a big one because what was it with the Fruit Loops?
It was spelled with either F-R-U-I-T or F-R-O-O-T.
Yeah, and I always remembered it with the O-O-T.
That's right. Yeah.
So you know what? The interesting part of that one is that somebody they sent me a message from Cuba, I think.
Wow.
And they were on vacation in Cuba, and they had a box of Fruit Loops, and it said F-R-U-I-T.
Okay.
Right, just like, you know, and they made a point to make a post. Hey, check out Cuban Fruit Loops and how they write it over here.
Oh, wow.
I was like, yo. You know, and I just finished reading about it too, so I was like, dude, there's gotta be something to this shit, man. And even this guy, I hadn't told him anything, and we hadn't talked. He didn't even, when I asked him about it, he didn't even know what the heck a Mandela effect was. Right. And he's writing me, or he's posting to me, telling me that this is funny how they spell this shit in Cuba, which is bizarre, bro. So,
like they spelled it wrong in Cuba, haha, kind of shit, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Like they had like some bootleg Fruit Loops or something, you know. So that was a funny thing where I was like, huh, there could be something to this, you know. In terms of the Mandela effect, man, could be, bro. Could very well be, man.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy shit,
what
man.
the explanation is, I think it's like, what is the explanation for that?
I mean, there's a few out there, man. You know, there's a few theories on why.
Time travel, one.
Another one is like, since, you know, people believe this is a simulated reality, that there had been a glitch in the Matrix or whatever program switched the frequency into a different frequency. And so that all the stuff that we grew up on, a lot of us you know, the Fruit Loops, the, you know, even the Monopoly guy with the monocle, he doesn't have the monocle now. Just like a ton of shit, you know, all of that was a different reality. So we shifted. So that's another theory.
Or that they're changing it, right? That there's control of the matrix, right? Of the programs of the matrix, and they're, you know, like, you know, the mind fuck, you know, like just fucking with our minds, you know, and changing shit on us. And so we don't even trust our memory anymore. We don't even trust ourselves. You know, I just think there's something to it, man. It can't, like, I don't know, bro.
There's just theories, really.
There's just theories. Nobody can prove that shit. But
yeah, that's a good one, man.
It's So what happens if we figure it all out? The control structure, history, God, natural law, afterlife, alien interaction, etc. You know, what happens if we figure it out?
You mean to humanity kind of thing?
Yeah.
We got it all figured out, guys. We're starting fresh today.
No, but if we get all that, right? All those questionable, like, history, we realize, you know, get the true history, this control structure, the banking system, natural law, you know, afterlife, alien interaction, you know?
Right.
Like, if that all comes out, what's next for us?
We just become a bunch of Jedis, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Move shit around the room. Honestly, man, with the I think that the human potential is completely untapped. I'm believing less and less in aliens every day. I'm thinking that, you know, far advanced humans is a more accurate answer to all these questions that people have about ancient, you know, history and things. I really am starting to believe that, man, we're not just some monkey brain fools, you know.
Yeah,
I'm really
bro.
starting to believe that there's a lot of potential in humans, in every single person, that we're just trained to not know, and just to dumb ourselves down. And yeah, man, we got a long way to go before we can reach that potential, but it's there, man. I believe it is there.
Yeah, we got to wrap it up, man. That's all we got time for today, but thanks for coming on to the show, bro. We really appreciate you, you know, having a discussion. And yeah, if you want to, where can people find you online if they want to, like, search for, because we didn't get into the whole hip hop and the rap shit. So, I mean, like, any links to your social media or whatever?
I'm part of a group called Los Poetas. If you want to check out our website, it's wearelospoetas.com. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook. We can post the links. Personally, I'm at Pan con Palta 416 on Instagram, PANCONPALTA 416. And you'll find me on Instagram. That's probably the only place that I'm really at, here and there. I'm not really messing with Facebook or Twitter or anything like that. So yeah, if you want to hit me up. I'm there. And check out Los Poetas. And yo, amazing, guys. This is really cool. And,
awesome, man.
I'm glad you guys hit me up.
Thank you so much for being a part of it, bro. It's been awesome. And check out our next contender to be the next champion of the world. This episode is brought to you by Zeals, Natural Organics, and TrueCoreTv. Truth, freedom, love, and the WarriorSpirit.
Thanks a lot, brother.
Thank you, brother. It's good meeting you, man. We talk again, definitely.
Yeah, man.
Got it.
Peace.